Welcome to Mallorca, the largest of the Balearic Islands off the eastern coast of Spain. Palma Cathedral dominates the skyline of the capital. It dates back to the 14th century, and the island itself can be traced back as far as Roman times, with Moorish and Islamic influences still in evidence. Nowadays, the island is a hugely popular holiday destination and home to over 500,000 people. But the forts, castles, and mazes of winding alleyways resound with Mallorca's historic past. This week, the island is hosting the 2006 IDSF European Standard Championships. The best amateur standard dancers in Europe have been narrowed down to 55 couples who will perform in each round the waltz, the slow foxtrot, tango, Viennese waltz, and quick-step. Months of preparation and training, often up to 8 hours a day, have gone into the build-up for this event.
This is huge. European, it's the same every year. Very, very big. It's one of the biggest competitions of the year, so of course
the better we do, the
more chance there is for a lot of things for the future.
Exactly.
So it's very important.
This is our first European. I've been waiting this moment for quite a long time, and it's quite exciting to be here, actually, for the first time, you know. This is what everybody's dreams.
We're happy to be here, and we're not nervous because it's already the second time we dance the European Championship, so it's okay.
Very good atmosphere and nice flow and a lot of good couples. I don't know, I feel good, not nervous.
There is all the top couple of Europe, and Europe is considered the best continent for dancing, so it's quite a good event.
I want to be the best, otherwise I will not come to European Championship.
The couple to beat is still at full stretch. The current European and twice world champions, Domenico Soale and Gioia Cerasoli, are an impressive pairing. They come from Rome, and they start here as clear odds-on favourites.
We won 2 World Championships in a row, so last year and the year before, and well, it's actually 2 years that we are winning all the main competitions.
The Italian's clearly confident and is going to take a supreme effort for anyone to beat them. But as they put the final touches to their preparations, perhaps a challenge on the home front will come from one of our 2 Spanish couples competing in this year's event.
We feel very comfortable here with all audience clapping to us and supporting us, and I think it's a great sensation.
There's a full house in Calvi for this event. Fans from all over Europe are in evidence, but the most vocal support, unsurprisingly, is backing the Spanish dancers.
It's not easy, but it brings a lot of energy because you want to give the best and for all of them. And we know it's very difficult for us to dance here with all the best couples in the world, but it's a pleasure for us to stay here.
We're the second couple in England, although the first couple can't come and dance, unfortunately. So today we're the first couple for England.
It's nice for us because the audience is very close to the floor, and I think we will feel quite hot audience today. Yeah.
Just before we go on, we're very concentrated, but before, like now, when we change, we of course fix our own things, but we talk to each other, all of us, very good friends and everything, so it's very nice. There is no enemies.
Like every competition, excited, a little bit nervous as well, yeah, of course. Yeah. And yeah, we feel happy to be here and to compete.
To start the competition.
30 European countries are represented this week by our 55 finalists, really showing the breadth of appeal that this standard section of dancing has across the continent. The top 2 couples from each IDSF member country qualified. Once at the finals, there are 5 rounds in total, 48 going through the first round and 24 into the quarter-final. Then the all-important cut of the final 12 who make it into the semis. The couples are judged on technical elements of timing, footwork, rise and fall, and alignment and direction. Then comes the difficult wait for the judges' decision. Joy for those through to the final 12, disappointment for those taking a seat for the rest of the evening. Well, in fact, two couples tied in 12th place, and that means there are actually 13 in this semi-final. Among them, two Russians, and a great result for the English pairing of Cavallaro and Clifton. They're the number 2 ranked English couple, but have made it through to the semi at their very first European Championships. So here we go then, and as the dancers take to the floor, I'm joined for expert commentary on tonight's proceedings by Michael Barr, 5 times World Professional Ballroom Champion, and Alison Fulham, former World Professional 10 Dance Champion. And first up, it's the waltz.
So they're all settling in now. The first dance in the semi-final, working hard now to make that final.
And it's quite refreshing to have a non-vocal waltz, I think, Alison.
Oh, I always prefer that.
You can't beat violins for a waltz.
This is the Slovenian couple, Busoleti and Vulic.
I imagine this is their first semi-final in the European, so they'll be very pleased.
Yes, it indicates, I think, the overall standard of the couple that we're perhaps not that familiar with already have that kind of quality.
Danish couple, Valeri and Kellet.
Yes, they'll be hoping to get in the final tonight, I would imagine. Could be quite close.
So a warm reception from the audience for that first heat. And now let's look at the rest of the couples in Heat 2 of the waltz.
An unusual hair look there. It's lovely from Joanna.
And here we have the reigning champions and the Russian couple. Arunas and the editor looking as elegant as ever. Stationary spin.
They'll be hoping to challenge tonight, won't they, Michael?
Absolutely, yes. They've had some close competitions with the champions over the last season, so they'll be hoping to do something special tonight.
Well, the first concern is choosing that 6 for the final. They're all dancing very well. It's going to be a tough call for the judges. This is the English couple. That's their first European, young couple. They'll be very excited to make the semi-final.
So there we are, the first 2 of tonight's heats. They are for the waltz, of course, and after that we're going to up the tempo a little with the tango.
Yes, indeed, the tango. Now, this is an entirely different animal. We have the 4 swing dances, and we have tango, which is not based on step and swing. The characterization of the dance should be very strong. We have strong staccato movements. You saw them there. We then have walking and stalking actions to give great contrast. The dance is based on firm foot placements. The turns can be very strong, generally checked in order to turn in another direction. Here we have the Karabeys, who are very good tango dancers.
It's one of those dances also you can really express yourself, isn't it? As well, it's passionate, very, very...
Yes, it's a fiery dance, isn't it?
Exactly. I love it.
Yes, very striking. That's the first heat from the tango. As the judges make up their minds on that one, the rest of the dancers come out for heat 2.
Once again, the choice of music, I think, is very good. Gives the proper feel to the dance, I think.
There's the reigning champions.
Yes, of course, it's a very good dance for them. They're compact, they're nimble, fleet of foot. A very good dance for them.
It's the Polish couple.
Yeah, one of the most improved couples in the field, I would say.
Yeah, I think so. They always seem to come out looking that bit better every time I see them.
Yes, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the very near future. Could be tonight. From this overall shot, you can see that there is no great premium on vast amount of movement. Not in this dance. It's compact, turning, sharp movements, accurate footwork.
They're all expressing the music so well as well, aren't they?
So there we are, a good round of applause for that, the tango, and the next dance tonight will be the Viennese waltz.
So this is the only dance where they have restricted choreography. It's made up of left turns and right turns, and little checks. And this step here is called the fleckerel, where they'll just stand and dance in the middle of the floor, stationary going round. Here you see it being done very well. Little check and they'll go around the other way. Very physical dance there, isn't it, Michael?
Well, it can be. The simplicity of the dance is also the difficulty of the dance, in that we are constantly repeating the same steps, therefore using the same muscles in the same way. So if this is not danced efficiently, it can be a very draining dance. And of course, the overall idea is to try and make the whole thing look as easy as possible. Only the expert achieves that.
If there's any problem, you're seeing the lady's neckline going tense.
Yeah, because the forces with all that turn are quite great upon the body unless it's properly poised.
Well, now another change of music and another change of style. The slow foxtrot.
Well, this is, of course, the absolute classic dance of the forum section. The idea is to make it look as smooth and continuous as possible. Two bodies flighting across the floor, seemingly effortlessly and in perfect harmony with each other. The whole should look relaxed and flexible.
One of the hardest dances, isn't it, Michael?
Yes, I suppose it is, really. It's a delightful dance in its apparent simplicity. And over the years, of course, the dance has been subject to all sorts of developments, and yet still all the couples come back to using the most beautiful, simple, basic steps, interspersed, of course, with choreography of the day, of anybody's imagination.
Now the rest of the competitors with Heat 2 of the slow foxtrot.
It's a Slovenian couple again. As you say, lots of them using lovely basic actions, just like Soale here, and beautifully danced here by the Italian champions. I don't know what this bit's about. Oh my goodness.
Yes, well, some strange hip action.
Get rid of that.
Certainly has no place in foxtrot.
So fashions come and go, do they, Michael?
Yeah, that's true. And of course, every dance has the right to experiment and try and push the barriers. That's how dancing lives and develops. Generally, the good stuff stays on and becomes part of the dance, and the rubbish gets thrown out.
Natural selection.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's the other Italian couple. They haven't really had the limelight tonight, but they're in with a shout, aren't they?
Well, yeah, most definitely finalists, I would say.
Good, so that was the slow foxtrot. And now, you couldn't get anything much more different than the quick step.
Now, well, the quick step's a wonderful dance because you have so many different rhythmic possibilities. It's a basic step and swing dance, so we try to swing two bodies across the floor. But in addition to that, there may be hops, skips, jumps, flickers, all manner of different actions.
It's a hugely energetic dance, isn't it?
It is indeed, yeah, it is indeed. And when danced really well, you can see very clear changes in the rhythm. 1, 2, dee-da-da, changes the rhythm.
Usually the audience favourite dance, the quick step.
Yes, I think it's easier for the public to understand. They can see the speed and the dexterity of the dance. The skill of the dancers is enormous, really, to keep two bodies together through all these complicated actions that you can see. Little collision there, but can't be helped. And as with all ballroom dancing, should be made to look very easy, even though it's clearly not.
And making full use of the floor.
Yeah, couples of this level need a lot of space to show off to their best advantage.
And now a chance to see the rest of the competitors in Heat 2 of the quick step.
So the final dance to impress the judges, make that final.
Victor and Margaret. Light action. Very accurate footwork. Good dancing.
I must say the music's been great throughout this competition.
Yes, it's been proper ballroom music. Very much the right type of rhythm and feel, which of course helps the couples to give of their best.
Great stamina is needed for a competition like this. Some of these have got another 7 dances to go, so they've got to hold back, pace themselves.
And now the judges retire to make the decision on who will be the final 6 of the 2006 IDSF European Standard Championships. Russian couple Marat and Alina Bassiuk have recently turned a corner in their career. They're enjoying their time here in Mallorca, the island known for its climate of eternal spring.
Because we are from northern country, where I think winter time is half a year, and of course every place that has no winter at all and where the lowest temperature is +15 is like heaven for us.
Marat and Alina have been dancing partners now for 7 years.
In our couple, I think we are a bit different, so it's very important for us to get the right harmony between us, and we are trying more to dance good for ourselves, and then normally, usually, it looks well from outside as well.
They often practice 5 hours a day to get up to speed for the big championships.
Now I think I have the best partner for me that can be in this universe. And I think, of course, it's very important because dancing is all your life, and it's good when you spend so many hours with the right person, not the wrong one, when you're not suffering, when you're enjoying communicating with him. So I'm very happy about it.
Between 2001 and 2003, they totally dominated the 10 dance events, a combination of Latin and ballroom.
We realized that our ambitions in 10 dance, they were satisfied. So we were 3 times world champions, and I think it's proven that we can be the best in the 10 dance.
Switching from 10 dance to a ballroom section is already showing the fact that we didn't want to stop achieving something.
So we decided that we will pay more attention to the ballroom section because that's what we feel maybe closer to our nature.
The couple have been finding their feet with the new format, bringing inspiration from other dancing styles.
It's good to break the rules because then, of course, you explore how far your body can go, how much you can do. And I think through experiment, through talking to people who say their opinion about what you are doing, you get this balance on doing different things, but still acceptable in the ballroom world.
The couple confess to thinking about dancing 90% of the time. It comes as naturally to them as breathing.
Always in my house, I always dance. So sometimes I catch myself dancing and I think, oh well, come on, isn't it enough? And you just realize that it happens unconsciously.
Sometimes you are catching yourself that, well, I'm doing rumble walk again, stop it.
They're already regulars in the final rounds of their new chosen discipline, so what next?
My desire and my dream is to be remembered for something in the dancing. Because again, I know the great couples that can be called great because they did something special for the dancing and they left, you know, some special style after them. So that's my biggest dream.
So the impressive dedication of the Russian pair shows they'll continue until there are no more dance floors to conquer. Well, the semi-final results are out. We rejoin Alina nervously checking the all-important paper.
It's good for us that we confirm that we can be in that final, and it happens now quite constantly, so it's still important for us.
And the 6 finalists pretty much going with form. The Russians, of course, the 2 German couples, Ferruggia and Köhler, and the Carabeys. There's also 2 Italian couples, the favourites Soale and Cerasoli, Bosco and Pitton, and from Lithuania, Bassiuk and Denis. So with the spotlight now firmly on them, let's see how Marat and Alina do in the first dance, which is the Viennese Waltz.
Well, Marat and Alina are a wonderfully elegant couple. Dancing very nice Viennese waltz here. Just did natural turns, now they're doing reverse turns to a contre-check, and now natural fleckerel, where it's a priority to stay on the spot. You can see them doing that beautifully. And beautifully phrased with the music. They change from one action to the next, right on the phrase of the music.
So all of these things the judges will be looking at and remembering to compare with the other couples. Beautifully dressed.
Yeah, they look to be having a very good night tonight, I would say. Far less stress in Marat's upper body than I've seen previously. Looking very good indeed.
And now we'll see the first of the two German couples, Benedetto Ferruggia and Claudia Köhler.
Very confident, experienced dancers, these two. Again, nice big movement, Michael.
Yeah, just the slight suspicion of a hop as they close their feet. The idea is to try and make that as smooth as possible. Oh, very good fleckerel.
Very fast.
Yes, good fleckerel.
Spinning.
Spotted beautifully, very good. Cloud is a delightful dancer, I must say. Flexible, follows the man beautifully. Not an ounce of daylight between them.
And the defending champions, Domenico Soale and Gioia Cerasoli.
Here we see a greater volume of movement, I would say. Beautifully together.
See why they're the champions.
Yeah, from the waist down, they are superb. There have been some postural considerations, but looking quite good tonight, I must say. Nicely spotted fleckerel. Yes, Gioia looks less stressed than usual. This is very good.
She does, doesn't she?
Very
Much
good.
better.
Better head position, less stressful.
Sometimes she reaches out that top line just that bit too much.
Yep. Yeah, delightful Viennese.
And also regular finalists at these competitions, brother and sister from Germany, Sascha and Natascha Karabey.
These two are runners-up in the World Championships, so they'll really be hoping for a good result tonight. And a good first dance for them, I would say. Yes, usually the Viennese.
They've made considerable progress over the last year, I would say.
Completely different style from the Italians.
Volume of movement is not great, I have to say, for such a tall couple, and not quite as free as they perhaps should be.
Now the second Italian couple, Paolo Bosco and Silvia Pitton. And they've obviously got big support there.
Yes, they are popular, aren't they, with the audience? Beautiful girl, Silvia.
This looks very much together. Over the last period, they've had a complete rethink, I think, in terms of style. Often they used to do quite outrageous things and technically were not very good, but in the last few months, very much improved. Much better approach to their dancing. Undoubtedly very talented. It's about channeling that talent in the right direction.
So much calmer now.
Yep. Yes, I think they're on the right track.
Yeah, you can really see the quality of them now. Before, I didn't think they let that show through at all. This is a good start to their final.
And finally, representing Lithuania, Arūnas Bizukas and Edita Daniute.
So they have something to prove now in this final after being knocked off their mark in the Worlds, down to third.
Yeah. Arūnas and Edita are the epitome of ballroom elegance. Two beautiful people dancing beautifully together. Stress-free. Hold looks beautifully moulded to each other. No horrible sharp angles. Spinning beautifully.
They look back on form tonight, I think.
Certainly do.
Well, I think it's fair to say that all the finalists have acquitted themselves incredibly well in that first dance. Now there's a chance for the judges to compare and contrast as they do the group Viennese waltz.
Yes, Bruce, this is very, very important that the couples are seen side by side on the floor, because one can really judge the difference in quality, the togetherness, the volume of movement, the ease of movement, the musicality. It's so easy to see when the couples are dancing on the floor at the same time. Very important element of dance competitions. Vital, in fact.
It's a tough dance to start with, Michael, isn't it, the Viennese?
Yeah, it wouldn't be my choice, I must say. I wouldn't want to particularly start with the Viennese. In the early stages of the final, I must say, it looks quite close, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Great start to this final. Seems a very long Viennese waltz. I'm really feeling the pain for them here, Michael.
Yes, I don't think anybody will be asking for another 8 bars, will they, at the end of this?
Well, finally it is over. That's the end of the Viennese waltz, and we can see how the judges have scored it. Well, looking at it, Soale and Cerasoli pretty much as you'd have expected. Any surprises?
Well, only that Sascha and Natascha Karabey, I would have expected them to make a stronger challenge in Viennese. In fact, I don't think they did, and the marks reflected that.
And dance 2 is the waltz.
And here now the couples have really got the contrast of the slow waltz now. It's quite nice to see these two waltzes next to each other.
Yes, that's quite a nice side to it. We're seeing, as you said, much slower actions, and we've got lovely continuous rises, followed by flurries of rotary movement. Of course, the choreography is completely open, so the couples can choose that they think suits them the best. 2 hovers, same foot lunge.
control of the balance, the use of feet is so important, the rise through the foot. All of this the judges are looking for.
It's nice music again, isn't it? It's good for them to have good music.
And the Russian couple do express their music so well. I find they're one of the best at that.
Well, the audience enjoyed that. Let's see if the judges did.
Well, here we see the Lithuanians are back in second place. They'll be delighted with that. The Germans third. I think they're going to be happy with that, though.
And Marat and Alina have climbed from 6th in the previous dance to 5th. They'll be quite happy with that, I think.
Well, now it's the tango, and the floor will be fully covered.
Strong dance here for Benedetto.
Yeah.
Great tango dancer.
Oh, that's very clever action with the multiple rondes coming from Arunas and Editor. Karabeys normally have a very good interpretation of tango. Tall couple, but very good.
I was just wondering, will they be trying anything different in the final compared with what they did in the earlier rounds?
Doubtful. Generally, if one is dancing well, one tries to stay with it the whole evening. It's very difficult to, well, certainly to change choreography, but also to try and up a gear or change pace is nearly impossible. The trick really is to dance as well as you can all evening.
Just be consistent.
Yep.
All the couples have had a plan of what they want to do.
Oh yes, a minute plan. Yeah, absolutely.
So that all-important third dance, let's see how it's looking. Wow, Bosco, Pitton here, look, third place. So that means the Karabeys are in the last three here.
4th place, in fact, yeah.
They won't be happy with that. Makes it interesting.
Certainly does.
So past the halfway stage now, and we move on with the slow foxtrot.
So the couple's using this valuable break here, little pause to compose themselves, breathe deeply, concentrate, change of mood now.
It may seem a long pause to us, but it certainly seems a very small pause to them.
Oh, they're great, these pauses, I'll tell you, when you're out there.
Well, here we go with the slow foxtrot. A nice basic step, that's called a 3-step, into a reverse wave, one of the classic figures of the slow foxtrot. A slow head turn there as we move into action. Paolo, and on to the reigning champions, who look to be at ease. The top line looks stress-free.
Must say, I really like Bosco tonight.
Yes, they seem to be dancing in quite a different way to maybe a couple of seasons ago. Much more sophisticated dancing. Better.
Very calm and in control.
And the results for the slow foxtrot.
So another second for the Lithuanians, but Karabey's back in third place.
Bosco 4th. And
not much change at the end.
No change, you were.
Yeah.
Well, now we're moving on to the quick step, and we'll be seeing the couples individually. First up, the Germans, Ferruggia and Köhler.
Pivots and spins to start. Running right turns with some changes of sway. Now promenade section, more turns. Light, moving beautifully together. Big line.
Good interpretation of the music here. Great personalities, I think, these two. It was a joy to watch them.
Yes, they certainly look as though they enjoy their dancing, don't they?
Well, we're seeing the first of the German couples. Now here's the first of the Italian couples, Bosco and Pitton.
So let's see if they keep that calm effect now in this quick step. Very nice basic start here, Michael.
Yeah, this is good stuff.
Nice little mix. In promenade now. Hops and skips, good timing of the feet together.
Not much room for error in this dance, is there?
Oh no, no, no. One small mistake and it's, you know, a big pile up.
Curtains.
No, tremendous accuracy from all these couples. Tremendous accuracy. Body lines have to match perfectly. Foot positions have to match perfectly. And as I said earlier, trying to make the whole thing look as easy as possible.
The centres are very together.
Yeah, this is good quick step. Good blend of different types of actions.
Well, as you can see, the judges are compiling their scores as we go along, and we're now going to see a Russian couple, Marat Gimaev and Alina Bassiuk.
Got quite a height difference, these two, and they do so well with it.
Yeah, well, over the last couple of seasons, they seem to have overcome that so that they really do fit each other very well now. And as you said earlier, Alison, artistically very good, musically very good.
Previously, he's always looked that little bit tense in the back for me. I find him much better tonight.
Much better, I agree. Yeah, used to be high and hard, no longer. Big improvement. Alina looks absolutely delightful tonight.
Gorgeous. My favourite dress.
Now, the other German couple, Sascha and Natascha Karabey, always reliable, always good to watch.
They normally have a good contrast of choreography in the quick step.
Big change of shape there. Giving contrast to the actions. They look a bit hampered for space to me. Not quite placing the choreography as well as they could on the floor.
So it's going to be interesting to compare these with the others in when they're all together on the floor, just to see how that sizes up.
Yeah, that's
with this
quite right.
performance.
There's nothing like the direct comparison.
Yes, of course, the group quick step is still to come. But before then, we get a chance to see the Lithuanian pair of Arūnas Bizukas and Edita Daniute.
I feel that knock they had at the Worlds is just giving them that little kick they needed. Sometimes there's nothing like a bad result to give you that little boost for that bit extra, and I think tonight they've got it back.
I agree with you. I think they look very competitive, and yet they've maintained their elegant ease of action. A little bit more competitiveness about it. Very good.
Very light on their feet, look at that.
Yeah, it's super dancing.
Well, lots of energy there from Arunas and Edita, but now we can see the ones they all have to beat, and that, of course, is the defending champions, Domenico Soale and Gioia Cerasoli.
So they're quite well known for this opening group here. I'm sure they'll do it. With their little jump.
Well, Domenico and Gioia will always dance a great quick step because he and she must have the most springy feet in the business. Great absorption through the feet and ankles, which enables them to keep the actions very smooth, and also it enables them to project the body weight powerfully across the floor. And as mentioned earlier, posture looks much better tonight.
Again, they've dominated this competition, I think.
Yeah, very good performance tonight.
So consistent.
So there we are, that was the couples individually, and now the judges, and we have a chance to see them all together in the final dance.
So they can just give their all now.
Yep, and in addition to the skills previously mentioned, we now have to add in floor craft. That is to say, the ability to fly around the floor and not bump into the other couples. This is a skill all of its own, really. The ability to change body weight in relation to base in order to change direction very quickly. And whilst the man communicates all that to the lady, and she follows immediately.
I must say, it's been a great competition.
Yes, I think what is noticeable, Alison, is how close it is.
Yeah.
Really, from each couple in the semi-final must have been considered in some way for the final, and each couple in the final, I think, has probably been considered for each of the places. Well, none of the couples look distressed. They're all still flying.
Great athletes.
So there we are. They've danced their final dance. We've enjoyed it tremendously, but it's all now in the hands of the judges. Alison, they've got quite a tricky job, haven't they? It's been such a close competition.
Oh, it's going to be interesting, this quick step. Not, of course, for the winners, but for the rest of them. And here we are. Wow, straight ones for the Italians.
Yes, they danced a great quick step, and well deserved, I thought.
But look there, Italians back in third position, beating the Germans down to fourth. So I don't think they're going to be happy with this result tonight.
Yeah.
Third place, tercer lugar para Alemania, Germany, Deutschland. Sascha Karabey, Natascha Karabey.
Disappointment for these, I think.
Yes, they'll be a little disappointed, but that's the competitor's life. They'll come back, they'll redouble their efforts and be very much better next time, I'm sure.
And silver medalist, medalla de plata para Lithuania, Arunas Mitsokas, Edita Bertute.
Great performance tonight, back on form, well-deserved second place, I thought.
Yes, absolutely, elegance personified.
The new European champions. Europameister aus Italien, des Italia from Italy, Domenico Soale, Gioia Cerasoli.
I think they're getting used to this.
Yeah, I think they are. But very well deserved tonight. I was delighted to see much better posture to add to all their other wonderful assets. Beautiful dancers.
So for information, in 4th place with the Italians, Paolo and Silvia, 5th place Benedetto and Claudia from Germany, and 6th the Russians Marat and Alina. But no disputing those European champions, fantastic. There they are.
Very happy, of course. Every competition is a joy. So of course to do it for several times is even a little bit more. We feel very happy and very proud.
Yes, we feel very happy.
And we very much enjoyed watching them. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. But now from Calvia in Mallorca, from Alison, from Michael and from me, Bruce Hamill, goodbye, and we hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.